All right, Australia beatings. I love Australia. I haven't been there in a long time. This guy says, long-time listener, I saw you here years ago, and it was incredible. Yeah, I really miss going down there. I just don't know how to do it with my kids. I really don't. So I have to figure that out. I'll have to wait till they get a little bit bigger or whatever. I've had such a great time every time I went down there. Fucking people down there are hilarious. Really, really funny people. Just a fun... And the most beautiful coasts and oceans I've ever seen in my life, and it's so funny, is those were the most tempting oceans to go into, and they are littered with sharks down there. Which, by the way, I saw this amazing Instagram thing of this woman, like, taking fish hooks out of sharks' mouths, and they were coming up to her like dogs, you know? I hope we don't fuck up the world beyond repair before we figure out how awesome a lot of animals that we think are fucking, or fish or whatever, that we think are awful. And, it's really an abusive relationship that we have with animals, and we blame so many of them just because we're afraid of them. The reality is there's no reason why we should ever even come in contact with the shark. Australia beatings. Oh, Jesus, yeah, I saw some of this. I was wondering if you heard about what was going on here. It's very unsettling, the measures the authorities are taking. The physical brutality against people sitting outside in the middle of nowhere without a mask on is psychotic. Yeah, that sounds crazy. I'm sure you've seen the videos of people being beaten with batons for their own safety. That's not why they're beating them at this point. They're just sick of waiting for them to get on board. Beaten, mate. Beaten. Yes, just yesterday, a member of the government said the people who don't cooperate will starve. Yeah, it's going to... I hate to say it, but this is the route it's going to go. Listen, mate, whatever anyone believes is their own right. Yes, whatever you believe is your own right until you're hurting other people. And even if the government wants to err on the side of caution, fine, but what kind of society are they creating when this is the tone? Also, the beatings. All right, yeah, the beatings are terrible. What also is bad is to not get vaccinated and continue help spreading a virus, and you're roundabout killing people's grandparents or their fat uncle or whatever. I mean, what's going on is nuts on both sides. Both sides are crazy and yelling at each other and spiking gallons of milk in convenience stores and beating somebody who's not wearing a mask because they're outside but they're not near anybody, like beating them. Like, what are you doing? Like, all of it is fucking nuts. And but unfortunately not surprising because war is still legal, and that is solving a problem with violence, and that's how human beings are. It's fucking ridiculous that we've been around this long, that this is what we do, and you see all the fallouts and all the documentaries about all of this shit, and that we still end up doing stuff like that. I think it is absolutely horrific that they're beating their own citizens, and the same way I think it's absolutely horrific that someone... you don't want to get vaccinated, fine. I don't give a shit about that. But you can at least wear a goddamn mask. But like, you're not even going to do that, or act like you do the passive aggressive, like not put it on properly, and you could kill somebody, and you're so fucking wrapped up in your own shit. I mean, it's just not as obvious as just walking up and beating somebody. I mean, that's just a horrible thing to see. But like, I don't know. I don't get it. But I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But, I mean, what's going on down in Australia is going to be, hopefully, modern medicine is going to solve it the way they've solved everything else. And they don't get credit for fucking slowing down the AIDS epidemic, and now you can live with it. I mean, what they've done is incredible. I had a ruptured appendix in 1980, and I'm still here because of doctors and nurses, because of what they did 40 fucking years ago. So I dance with what brung me. I'm sticking with this. And the internet is brand fucking new, and there's no rules of libel or slander. And you just look at how, I don't know, there's people now all of a sudden think the world is flat. I mean, and that is a symptom of the internet and these giant uninformed think tanks that are going on. It's just, it is what it is. Dude, I'm really sorry that that's going on down there. Yeah, but human beings in power solve things with violence. They always do. Oh, my God. No fucking way. Look at that. Oh, what a big play. We're taking out. Oh, we're going to win. We're going to win this fucking game. Pulling out all the stops. I think Bill Belichick, maybe, some of these fucking sports talk radio guys, when Brady won the Super Bowl and they were sitting there going, does that mean that Belichick didn't do anything? I think he took that personally. I mean, that's like the second trick play we've called this game. I love it. All right. Okay, here we go. So, anyways, I do not condone beating people that don't believe in what you're doing.